let me bring in someone that always gets people talking. I'm going to ask Thamsanqa that you follow me as I get slightly close to the man known as Rasta the artist. He has done 2 portraits of His Majesty King Goodwill Zwelithini kaBhekuzulu. And Rasta, you were under a lot of pressure, my brother. Let me tell you right now,
yes,
there was a lot at stake for you.
Yes.
Many people were saying, oh, Rasta, can't get this one wrong. How do you believe you did in depicting the image of His Majesty King Goodwill Zwelithini kaBhekuzulu?
Yeah, I think people, they were criticizing me before they saw my work, because usually I do post my work on social media. So for today, I thought, let me go live here at KwaNongoma and present my portraits with me, because with posting, some other people, they will take my work and Photoshop the work so that people will complain which it's Rasta who did the painting, while it's not me, some of the paintings. Yes.
Right. Rasta, what went into creating these 2 portraits? I see that they're not exactly identical, right?
Yes.
I see that this one has a bit more detail around His Majesty's face that is not there with the other one. You sort of went for different emphasis and different ideas here.
Yeah.
What was the thinking? What was going through your mind as you were creating these 2 portraits?
I always do 2 portraits, the one with a smiling face and the other one with a bit sad face, so for people to choose, as you are choosing now, this one is detailed more than the other. So I think with art, people, they have to look with a different eye, also with a different mind. With this painting, it's how it's done, but sometimes I have to sculpture it until it's done. Yeah.
Tell me the truth, my brother. Were you worried that the warriors were going to come for you? That you,
yeah, I was,
you simply had to get it right? Otherwise it was going to be, uyayivubela, impi, uyayivubela.
Yes, I was very worried to come here all the way from Joburg, but hey, I prayed so much, hey,
you had to
let
get it
them
right.
Welcome me in a way which they will love my work.
Rasta.
They just did that.
Thank you,
I'm
Rasta.
so very grateful.
Rasta the artist, thank you there for sharing some of your thoughts and insights. There's Samabandla, someone that always gets South Africans talking, even in the midst of moments of mourning in the nation. You always can count on Rasta to come forward and present his portraits and his portrayal of some of the figures that we have lost in the last few years in this country. Samabandla, I'm not sure what you are seeing on your side, any movement in as far as the President and the convoy is concerned, as well as the Premier of KwaZulu-Natal, Sihle Zikalala.
The President has not disembarked for now. We are seeing soldiers taking their positions here. We are seeing traffic authorities also taking their positions. The presidential motorcade has moved closer, so we expect that they are finalizing some minor logistics here. After that, the President will disembark and then get onto the convoy, make his way to Waketo Mthandayo Royal Palace. It's very interesting that you spotted Rasta there, Thula Sizwe. I remember he trended immediately. The news broke that the monarch has departed. Rasta was trending in South Africa. People basically on a lighter note warning him that one, he mustn't dare do something which they will consider not right. Two, if he does it, he must make sure that he gets it to the point, to the T. So I think for many people, based on social media reaction, based on that, Rasta has delivered to us. And you were talking about a number of cows or cattle that you see there, Thula Sizwe. Let me tell you that since last week Friday, we have been spotting people coming to the palace bearing those gifts, but one of the senior princes told me that, well, it may look like a lot for now, but moving forward, a lot of that will have to be slaughtered because there are too many traditional ceremonies that will need to be performed after the interment of His Majesty the King. For instance, that senior prince was telling me that they will need to slaughter to cleanse the princes, the princesses, the queens, and Abantwana abantwana basendlunkulu and to cleanse basically the nation. So he was saying to me, look, all of those cows, most of them will end up being slaughtered because of all these traditional ceremonies that will need to be performed after the interment of the departed monarch. And also Tubelihle there in conversation with General Bantu Olomisa, I remember in one of the traditional ceremonies, Umkhosi Womhlanga KwaNongoma, we had a discussion. It was the three of us, the king, the general and myself, and we spoke about issues of women and then gender-based violence, but also how the king made a comment about how the war in Syria was affecting women and children, saying no matter what happens, women and children need to be protected. So he was really concerned about what was happening in Syria back then, as well as issues of environment. I remember his addresses, most of them, he would speak about issues of climate change, issues of food security. So what the general was highlighting to my colleague Tubelihle Vilane is what His Majesty will deliver when he was addressing the young maidens at Umkhosi Womhlanga. For now, Tula Sizwe, there is not much of movement here, but as soon as there is, we will ask you to come back to ask, my brother.